Hello there. All right. How you doing? Teachers in lockdown, What's it like? Is it better than having to go to work, or is it not as good as having to go to work? How can you teach kids by distance anyway? Crazy, innit? I can't beat an accordion. Well, depends who's playing it. One of my hopes for the lockdown was that I was going to become a high quality accordionista, but obviously I've been busy. Maybe not obviously, but I have been busy. Been busy trying to work out how to do these quizzes online, which I can kind of do now. Next step is I've got to try and work out how to make them brilliant and how to get prizes and all that kind of thing. I got a good tip the other night, somebody tell me about, baby steps, yeah. Trouble is, babies can walk after a year. I've been playing the accordion for about 4 years now. It's still pretty basic. Just gonna check the is the background music there? Nah. It is, just the headphones weren't plugged in, that's all. Hey. I bet Jesus played the accordion. I bet he played it dead well as well. Now, I like it when this happens. Bit of high dad action going on in the chat. Make sure you know each other are here. You don't say anything weird. Right, okay. Hello, everybody. It is 5 minutes to 7. Can you play the last of the Summer Wine theme? No. I can't. I'm not even quite sure how it goes. Na 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 na. Dee 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 dee. It sounds kind of quite simple. Last of the Summer Wine. It's not anything I used to watch, you know. Hey, Sarah. Welcome to the neighbourhood. Welcome to North Central Edinburgh, which is probably the least rough place in the whole of Scotland. It's very nice out there, pretty well to do. You know, there's not many street dangers. I've been finding myself going out for a walk at night. You know, after doing the quizzes and go for a wee stroll. I end up going through the park. I'm going through the park at midnight. And I says that to my friends, you know, on our WhatsApp group. And they said, what are you doing? You know, because they live in the West. What are you doing? In the park? At midnight? Are you nuts? You're going to get killed. I'm like, nah, this is North Central Edinburgh. Nothing bad happens. Alright, Marion, welcome back. Will there be a scandal on the same level as the chorizo scandal of Monday night? I can't think that there will be. I was thinking about it afterwards. I've got to have clearly in my head what exactly I'm asking for. Because no matter what it is, somebody will get it. I think I was thinking sausage, right? So I looked at it, it's like, it's a sausage. I know it's a chorizo, but let's face it, it's a sausage. But then someone comes out with salami. And the thing is, salami is a sausage, right? And I'm thinking sausage. So that's right. But of course, salami is not a chorizo. And it's a... Anyway. Oh, look. Lorna Anderson is here from Kalkan, or Kalkan, in Turkey. That's great. I don't really know Turkey very well. I lived for 2 years on an island in Greece from which you could see Turkey. It was just over there. The island is called Kalymnos. It's in the Dodecanese Islands. So it's pretty near Bodrum in Turkey. Bodrum, you could see Bodrum from where we were. But in all those 2 years that I lived in Greece, and we could just see Turkey just over there, never actually went there, which is kind of missed opportunity. But we were being very frugal. We had a small amount of money to last as long as we could. So we didn't do a lot of touristing, just living there. Alright, Keith's here. Hey, chameleon style. Alright, Michael will be the chameleon's B tonight. Does that mean the other chameleons are not kicking about? Right, tell us who you are, everybody. What is it? It's 2 minutes to 7. Please share. I mentioned it in my comments right up the top, but if you share the quiz on your social media, you get 1 point for your team. So you might as well. It's my way of incentivizing you to share it, because I need to get some help to get out beyond my audience, get a new audience, build it up a bit. Because this is okay just now, but it's not viable. You know what I mean? I've got to get some more people in. So tell some other people, and you get a point. That's the deal. Imposter chameleons. Or some kind of chameleon civil war breaking out. I hope this doesn't end in bloodshed. Thanks, Joe. Farkoffs are here. If 2 team members share, do you get 2 points? Nah, I don't want to be like that. It's just... No. 1 point for a team. You both go ahead and share, please, you know. But I don't want to make it the whole focus of the quiz. I don't want someone to win the quiz just because they did loads and loads of shares. Obviously, that'd be great if you did lots and lots of shares. Try to strike a balance between being self-promotion and completely reasonable. You know what I mean? Abbey Hillbillies are here in East Central Edinburgh, which is nearly as safe as the top of the new town, which is where I am. Cannon Mills. It's bloody nice. Bloody nice. It's full of people who are actually Tories but won't tell you that. It was probably the most... I mean, I don't know the figures, but I think it was the most no voting part of Edinburgh. Of course, Glaswegians, ever since the 2014 referendum, have categorised Edinburgh as no voting bastards, right? But that kind of simplistic take on it misses the fact that the city's got a lot of different stories in it. You know, there's a lot of unionists, a lot of nationalists. No Tories in this Cannon Mills team. Yeah, but you know what I mean, don't you, Joe? There's quite a lot of people around here, and they're like, they just walk like Tories. You know what I mean? You can tell a Tory. Anyway. Aye, Leith is a separate story. But the thing is, they bunched all the figures together, didn't they? Edinburgh, North and Leith, which includes like parts of central Edinburgh. So it all looked like we were no voters, but it was very close, you know. As it was across the whole of Scotland, but because it was just over into Unionist territory and so many of them, and you got this map where it was all pink, you know. Anyway, it is 1 minute after 7 and I'm talking about politics, so shut up, Paul, and get on with the quiz. That's the idea. Right. Welcome to the quiz. I'm Dr. Paul. I'm a quizmaster. I used to be a pub quizmaster, but there are no pubs. So I'm doing quizzes online. You can play. Let me just get rid of the slideshow. That's some real people from real life who used to come to the real quiz in the real world, but that ain't happening anymore. It's just a little bit of nostalgia. Okay, turn them off. And let's start talking about the quiz. So, please share. I've said this already. Social media, any kind of help I can get from you at the moment is more than welcome. You know, please. Because I just need to get the numbers up a bit to try and make this viable so I can continue doing it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go and pick fruit and then I won't be doing the quiz. So, anyway. That's the deal. Live quiz starts soon. House rules are this. No Tories. We talked about that. No racists. Consent is key. That's from Hattery, who were at last year's Eurovision. It won't be at this year's because nobody will be, because there ain't none. But consent is key. It's a very it's a valid point. The live quiz starts soon. Here's how to play it. This is a pub quiz. So you're sitting at a table, which is you and your friends, you and your family, you and your group, however it is. Now, you might be talking by Zoom or by WhatsApp or by FaceTime, however you're in touch, but you're a little team. So, I'm going to ask the questions a round at a time, which is usually 5 questions. You think about the answers, talk with each other, work out the answers, and write down the answers. Then, after each round, I will tell you the actual answers, and you mark yourself. You keep your score, and you upload your score at the end, and I make a nice league table, and we see who's the best. There are some prizes tonight. There's some great prizes, but none of the prizes are for coming top score. None of the prizes for actually coming first. All right, that's just honour and glory. So it's an honourable situation. Nobody's cheating because there's no need to cheat, because there's no reason to cheat, because there's no prize for coming top. There will be prizes, but it's an honour system. If you need any help, you know, do I get a half point for that? Do I get a point for that? Just ask me in the chat. I'm right here. I'm live. And in red there it says no answers in the chat. Don't shout out answers in the chat while I'm asking the questions, because folk are just trying to answer. So there you go. Nice and simple. I do have a different format where people shout out answers, but this one is we're writing down. Okay, it's 4 minutes past. I'm trying to hit the first question at 5 past. Let's see if we can get started on time. Here's the scores from last time, which was Monday. Social Outcast, Fabian Society established themselves as the big two. Other teams scoring over 70 include UK Alliance and the Porn Dwarfs. Pajero, Fricardino, Dark and Stormy, Lumpy Gravy. Pro Lethers are back tonight. Triangulation, Quiz Christophson, Barry Moss first. And Teachers right at the bottom there, apart from Come On the Chorizo, which might have been a dig. Anyway, coming up, Big Teams Quiz is on Tuesday and Thursday, so the next one's tomorrow night, Thursday. Grot Bags was the winner last night in the Big Teams Quiz. That's a shouty outy quiz, quite chaotic. Here on YouTube, 9 o'clock, loads of fun, very good. Grot Bags beat Susan Boyle last night. It was very, very close. And she beat Wolf out of the Gladiators, so Grot Bags stays on. She'll be back tomorrow. Who will she be playing against? We'll find out tomorrow. Right. Sponsor tonight is James the Baker. That's him on the left, with the less hair than the other fella. And the fella on the right was last week's Breed winner. We're giving away Breed. James the Baker will deliver four, count them, una, dosa, trea, tessera, loaves of bread to your house, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And the bread is absolutely amazing. It's fantastic. You will love it, alright? We're going to have a competition for that later on. But if you want to buy bread, macaroni pie, steak pies, all kinds of baked goods, German biscuits, pizzas, the lot, James does it all. It's all fantastic. Herbie's West End. Go and look him up on Facebook. Herbie's West End. Okay, here we go. Look, that was the winners last week. Look how happy they are. That could be you tomorrow. Right, let's go. The breed! Right, we're starting. 6 minutes past. I'm 1 minute behind schedule. That's not too bad. Here we go. Round 1 is the same letter round. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. All the answers start with the same letter. of the alphabet. So once you work out the letter, it should be relatively easy this round. We'll see how it goes. Here we go. Remember, no shouting out the answers in the chat, please. Just get them down on paper, and we'll do the marking after each round. Right, here we go. Round one. Question number one. Get in the sea. What is the sea? What's the name of the sea that lies between Arabia and Africa? It is the world's most northerly tropical sea. So what is the name of that sea? Lies between Arabia and Africa, and it is the most northerly tropical sea in the world. Alright, just say hello to a few people. Tumty United, hello. Fat Boy Got Sick, Atletico, Bob Geldoffer here. Fantastic. Sasanax are here, excellent. Breeder Deed, just the two of you. And Prince Philip's Driving School. I've crashed into the quiz. Number 2, lyrics. Which Elton John hit single begins with the line, "She packed my bags last night, pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m. Which song is that? That's the first words of the song, the opening lyrics for which Elton John song. She packed my bags last night, pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m. What is the name of the song? Remember, same letter round. All the answers start with the same letter. I'm going to go through these fairly quickly. I will recap them. And you can ask me if you missed anything. Number 3. Which wedding anniversary would you celebrate after 40 years of marriage? Right? So, celebrate is an English word, but it might not mean that. But which wedding anniversary would you mark or commemorate or celebrate, if things are going well, after 40 years of marriage? Married for 40 years. Jeez. Oh. Hey, Shit Trifler here. Hello there. Number 4, the Olympics. This will probably give you the letter if you don't have the letter already. Which city in Brazil hosted the 2016 Summer Olympics? So the last Summer Olympics, the most recent ones. 2016. Which city in Brazil hosted the Olympics last time they had the Summer Olympics? I think most of you will know that, and it might give some of you the letter if you didn't have the letter already. Remember, all of the answers in the first round begin with the same letter. And the last question, question number 5, feel the burn. It's another city. Alright, so in which French city was Joan of Arc burned at the stake? I mean, it was fair enough, you know. She'd gone against the winners, which was the English, so they burnt her. Burnt her 3 times, just to be sure. And then threw her ashes in the river. Although a rumour persisted for years that she'd been substituted by a body double and that she was still alive. She's dead now. That's for sure. Right, anyway. Tell me if you're ready. Shout out in the chat and tell me if your team is ready. And so I know when to move on. But in the meantime, we'll just quickly recap these questions. Remember, all the answers in the first round start with the same letter. So, most northerly tropical sea in the world. It's between Arabia and Africa. That's number 1. Number 2 is she packed my bags last night. Pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m. Opening lines for which Elton John song? Elton John song? 40 years. 40 years of marriage. What do you call that? What kind of anniversary is that? Which city in Brazil had the Olympics last time that they had the Summer Olympics 2016? Thank you, everyone. Tell me already. And what was the name of the city where Joan of Arc got jengered? Set on fire, literally alive, and then set on fire. That's not nice at all. So lots of people are telling me that you're ready. So I think I'm just going to move on straight away. I'm going to really try not to run over tonight. Yeah. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Okay. So let's get the answers on. Before I show you the answers, just tell you, you get 2 points start if you've been here before. All right. If you're a new team, you get 0 starting points. If you've been here before, that means you've got a voucher, and that means you get 2 points start. That feels unfair if you're here the first time, but afterwards it feels more fair. You know what I mean? And also you get 1 point if you've done a share. on social media. Thank you. Right, here come the answers. And these are worth 2 points each. So did you get a letter, first of all? It's the letter R. I'm sure you all did. I think the Olympics question would have given you that. At the very least. Some of you would have known it straight from number one. So what is the sea between Arabia and Africa? World's most northerly tropical sea. 2 points for the Red Sea. All right. And there it is. Not even red. Trades descriptions. Red Sea. Elton John hit song with She Packed My Bags last night, pre-flight, 0 hour 9 a.m. That's Rocket Man. One of his most famous songs in any case, and then they've called the film that as well. Rocket Man. Rocket Man! Hey, man, this your bitch, baby bow. Nobody knows the words, not even Elton John. That's the only lyrics anybody knows. 40 years of literally being married to the same person as Ruby. You get a Ruby. For your last 40 years, the Queen sends you a Ruby. Something like that. 2 points for Ruby. Number 4, the Olympics, that's Rio de Janeiro. If you just put Rio, that's fine. I know you don't mean Rio Bravo. Rio de Janeiro. And the last one, quite difficult. This might condemn a lot of teams to 8 out of 10. Let's have a look. Which, you know, is a small tragedy compared to actually being burnt at the stake. Joan of Arc was burnt at the stake in Rouen. The mnemonic I use is that it really ruined her makeup. You know what I mean? There she is. And aside from anything, would you look at that neatly packed wood stack there? Quite nice. We don't like France, says Stephanie Campbell out of absolutely nowhere. Complete Europhobic, racist remarks straight out there, and you're barred from the... Oh no, you're talking about the question. Right. So, let's have a look. So, yeah, tell me the scores. That's a good idea. So, Porn Dwarf's got 13. Social Outcast got 13. Fabian Society got 13. We had a voucher and Joe shared. Yeah, that's the maximum pretty much. 10 out of 10. 2 for the voucher, i.e. you've been here before, and 1 for sharing on social media. First ever maximum for Tim. All right. Touch yourself all over. And remember the moment. Rouen ruined it. For Taran. Still Drunk got 13. Wrong on the last question. Aye, it's easy to get the last one wrong. If you ever get one wrong, tell me what you actually put, because it's always interesting for me and for everybody else to know how people are getting these right and wrong. I mean, I know what you put if you got it right, but if you got it wrong, it's interesting to know. I think some people might have said REM, or... well, you tell me what you put. Okay, very good. Let's move on. Keep a note of all your scores throughout the round. Add them up. I'll get you to upload your scores at the end of the quiz, and we'll make a nice league table. Right. Rem instead of Rouen. Yeah. Ren, Reims, and Reims. I think that's all the same place, and you're all spelling it differently. But yeah, Rem. But Rouen. Her makeup was ruined. That's how I remember it. Right, okay. There's all the answers together. I'm sure you caught them all. Do ask me if you missed anything. And, round 2, we're on the sound round straight away. That's earlier than usual. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay. So, get my headphones on so I can hear what's going on. Stop that music. Go to the audio round and put the volume up. Right, okay, we're ready. So, your choices are on the right hand side of the screen. Duran Duran, Fontella Bass or Bass, Frank Sinatra, Lil Louis, Madness, Neil Diamond, Squeeze, 3 Degrees, and Wham. I'm going to play a few different things. You choose what the answers are from that list, okay? To try and get around YouTube's copyright algorithm, these bits of music are slightly altered or chopped up. The first one's chopped up. The first one is a 1 second wonder, so I'm going to play a little bit of music which is 1 second clips of different songs by the same artist. All right, I call it 1 second wonders. So who is the artist here? Here comes the first clip. Great. I'll probably play them again, but that's the first one. I think that was, well, if you're from my age, it's easy. Put it that way. Right, number 2. This is in reverse. Who is this? That's number 2. Who was that singing backwards and potentially invoking the Dark Lord? Number 3 is Slow. Who is this artist? There you go. The slow ones always sound like a massive big fat bloke. And the last one is a mix, and it's up there on the screen as 4 and 5 mix, because you've got to name 2 artists here. It's 2 artists mixed together. You get 2 points for one of them, and 2 points for the other one. So name the 2 artists in this mix. Can't you see that I'm Right, that's it, playing over again. So that's the music round. Bunch of different stuff there. Tell me if you're ready. I'm going to quickly play them through one more time. Just not the whole thing for everybody. Right. First of all, the 1 Second Wonder. Who is this artist? This is number 1 again. Tell all your friends Right, that's the first one. That's the 1 Second Wonder. Who is this singing in reverse for number 2? Tell you what. See, for number 2, bonus point if you can name the song. Okay, I'll just put it back to the start of the clip. Bonus point if you can name the song here. That sounds like one of those dreams you have just after you fall asleep, and you've just, you know, you're not going straight to sleep, and it's kind of weird. The third one is the slow one. That's enough of that. I think you know that. And the last one, name the 2 acts. I think this is a little bit difficult. Name the 2 acts. You get 2 points for each one. Can't you see that Right, there you go. Right, everyone's ready. So, actually, I don't have that many readies on the screen compared to the number of readies that I had for the first round. So tell me if you're ready. Cher Mac is here, ready in Perth. It's great that we've reached Perth. I knew we'd get to Cambodia before we got to Perth, but it's nice that Perth finally made it. Not even sure if we've got the right artist for number 2. I mean, it's possible to get the wrong artist but the right song. But it's a cheeky wee bonus point if you can name the song for number 2. Okay. A couple more readies and I'll tell you. Right, okay. Let's go. So, sound round answers. So the first one. 2 points if you got this correct. The artist that was the 1 second clips, the 1 second wonders, was Duran Duran. I can't remember all the songs that were in there. I know the Chauffeur's in there. The Chauffeur's their best song. Amazing. Well, they got loads of good songs, but the Chauffeur's one of my favourites. 2 points for Duran Duran. Right, number 2. The Fricardino there is saying he's not even sure if he got the right artist for number 2. I thought it was a fairly, distinctive style, even backwards. It's Frank Sinatra. It's old Frank. Uh, 2 points for Frank Sinatra. And did you get a bonus point? The bonus point for the name of the song was Strangers in the Night. One of his classics. I see P. Potter saying play 4 and 5 again, please. Right, real quick, okay? Here's number 4 and 5. Can you see that I'm Right, so that's the mix again. That's just for P. Potter and anyone else who missed it. Back to the answers. Number 3, the slow one, or slowed down one. This is really obvious to me, but obviously I put it together, so I don't know how obvious it is to you. It's Squeeze. All right, it's Cool for Cats. Yeah, looks like a lot of you went for Neil Diamond for that Frank Sinatra one. Looks like Ollie got it, but went for My Way. Right, the mix. Just give me a few seconds there for the folk who didn't catch the mix the first time or the second time. So, there were 2 songs in there. You get 2 points if you mentioned Lil Louis. That was French Kiss. You don't have to know the names of the songs for these ones. And the other track it was mixed with is a song called Rescue Me. It's by Fontella Bass, or Bass. And I'm not quite sure which pronunciation they use. If anyone knows, tell me. Bass like a fish, or bass like treble. Tell me which one it is, because I don't actually know. I've known that name, I've known that song for years, and it's one of those things you always see it written down. And I genuinely don't know if it's Fontella Bass or Fontella Bass. Anyway, 2 points for each of those. Alright, so maximum score of 10. Plus 1 point if you got Strangers in the Night. So maximum 11 points. Didn't get Lil Louis, says Quiz Pro Quo. Yeah, the mix was quite difficult. I mean, the mix is always difficult. 10 points for Marion. Nice one. 10 points for Teachers in Lockdown as well. 9 got Strangers, but got the mix wrong. Guess Wham. 3 degrees for the last one. Not my genre. That's everybody's genre, Tim. It's dance music. Dance music is for the people. Dance music is your genre, whether you admit it or not. Anyway, 11 points. Bass like a fish, you're saying. Thank you, Jerry. So Fontella Bass. Next stage is trying to work out what it actually means. What the name means. I see now the Prolethers are saying Fontella brackets at bass, like baseball. All right. The controversy Fontella Yabas. Right, aye. The controversy continues. Right, time for a 60-second bonus. I disappeared from shot there because I was just reaching for my phone, which has a timer on it. I am going to show you It says Conundrum there. How about that for proofreading? Conundrum. Right, I'm going to show you 9 letters. You've got to reassemble them into an English word, a word from the English language, and you've got 60 seconds to do it. So I'm just getting 60 seconds set up here on my clock, on my phone thing, and you've got right up until I show you the answer to get the answer. You get 3 points if you get this right. Remember, don't shout out answers in the chat. Here comes 1 minute starting now. Okay, so itch queen. Unscramble those letters and give us a word from English language. Do not shout out the answer in the chat. You're down to 45 seconds already. Keith says defo BASS, but doesn't say which pronunciation he's going for. That's how it's spelt, but what do you mean? Do you mean bass like baseball or bass like a fish? A couple of people have got it straight away. There's 20 seconds left on this. You've got right up until when I reveal to get you 3 points. Like a fish, says Keith, right? Fontella bass. Let's get the old background music back on. Okay, we're down to 3, 2, 1 seconds. 1 second. That's it. That's time up. You got a couple of seconds here while I just press the button to make the sound go away. And here it comes. 3 points if you got the right word. It's technique. Yeah. So add 3 points onto your score. That's a little bonus there. Conundrum. I better write that down so remember to fix it. Conundrum. That'll be fixed in time for 9 o'clock. I'm going to do the quiz again at 9 o'clock tonight. Some people have said 7 o'clock's too early. Can you please do it at 9? I'm like, right, okay. So I'm doing the same quiz at 9 o'clock. Do it on Facebook. It's exactly the same questions. Okay, pitch around. Let's move on. You got one. Always delighted with that. Right, round 3 is a pitch around. Here we go. Questions about pictures. First question. Toot! What kind of musical instrument is this? One word answer. What is the musical instrument there in picture number 1? Lots of people, it looked like lots of people did get the conundrum. Do let me know if you didn't. Maybe it was an easy one, because Ollie's saying he got one for the first time ever. Tim's saying normally rubbish with anagrams, but got this one. Maybe it was quite easy. I don't know. Right, number 1, name the musical instrument in the picture round. Number 2, cheeky wee thing. What is that cheeky wee thing? Is it a hamster? Is it a gerbil? Or is it a Mexican squirrel? Marion never got it. Neither did Patrick. That's kind of good. It's good to know some people did not get it. I mean, you know, my heart aches for you. But it's slightly unsatisfying if every single person gets it right. Okay, number 3, comics strip characters. What is the name of this DC Comics superhero? Name of the superhero, not any of the aliases. Because it's one of these superheroes that's got more than one alias. Not interested in that, just the name of the actual hero character. Okay. Number 4 in the picture round tonight is a map. Have a look at that. What country do you think that is? I'll give you some choices. South Africa, South Korea, or South Sudan. Which country is that? That's picture number 4. So everything else has been removed. Just leaving the outline of that country. Filled in a lovely shade of Dr. Paul orange there. But what country is it? Is it South Africa, South Korea, or South Sudan? That's picture number 4. And here comes the last one for the picture round. Number 5, rock and roll. Which UK band recorded this classic album of speed metal in 1980? Okay. Name the band. A classic. A proper 1980 speed metal classic. And you will have heard of the band. It's not massively obscure. It's a band you've heard of. Okay, so... yeah, it does look a bit like Ireland, Marion. I was toying with making that one of the options, but it's very similar in a lot of ways. Right, lots of people tell me already. I'm going to really quickly go through them again for anyone who missed anything. Number 1, name the musical instrument. Number 2, hamster, gerbil, or Mexican squirrel. What's the name of the DC Comics superhero? In picture number 4. What's the country? South Africa, South Korea, or South Sudan? And the last one was name the band. Classic album of speed metal from 1980. Okay, lots and lots of people tell me you're ready. Lumpy Gravy are here. Oh, that's good. Fabian Society are ready. Who've been a top team recently. Right up the top of the leaderboard. First or second or third, just about every time. Fabian Society. A couple more ready. Cher Max ready. Katie Force ready. Sassenachs are ready. And the Isolators are ready. So let's move on. Let's get the answers for tonight's pitch around. Did you get this one? I tried learning this for a little while and I quite liked it, but I had to give it back to the person I was borrowing it from. And I never really thought about getting the funds together to buy one for myself. It's a clarinet. Alright, clarinet. Nice sound. No clarinet. What the chuff is speed metal? Demands Ollie. It's like metal but faster. Number 2. Is it a hamster, a gerbil, or a Mexican squirrel? It's hamster. It's just a hamster. That's all it is. It's a hamster. Number 3 is the name of the superhero. That is Green Lantern. Green Lantern. I don't know much about Green Lantern. I don't know what he does. I don't know if he flies or has super strength. I don't really know what he's all about. But he's the Green Lantern. There he is. Nice mask. Wee bit kinky. Number 4. What's the country? Marion was saying this looks a bit like Ireland, and it really, really does. It's a very similar shape to the Republic of Ireland. But the country here is South Korea. That's South Korea. Cut off border there, it's to the north, and they don't have a border with anybody else. It's sea all the way around. Wee groups of islands there at the bottom. South Korea, 2 points for that one, 2 points for all of these. And the last one, speed metal or rock and roll. That's why I put that category up there, rock and roll, because they always describe themselves as rock and roll. At the start of their gigs, they said, good evening, we are Motorhead. That's the answer. We play rock and roll. That is the Ace of Spades album. And there you go. There's the answers all again. A clarinet, hamster, Green Lantern, South Korea, Motorhead. Tell me what you scored, and we shall move on. 10 out of 10 for the Pro Lethers. Got the first 3 wrong, Tim. Whoa, disaster. What did you put instead of clarinet? Six for Marion, 6 for the 10 for the teachers. UK Alliance got 10. Tumpty's got 10. Peaky Pfeiffer's got 10. Raccoons got 8. Katie Forrest got 8. Only got 4 for Lorna. Bad round, she says. You got a chance to bounce back. It will happen. You went for an oboe. What does an oboe look like? I think an oboe is quite a bit bigger, and it's maybe got the sort of pipe coming. You know, if it's like long like that, it's got the pipe coming halfway instead of playing it at the end. I don't actually know. I'm guessing there. You got a hamster wrong. Did you go for it? Did anyone go for the Mexican squirrel? Woo-ha! Right. Come on. Right, I better get my clues ready for this one. It's the Guess Who round. Okay. Just getting this together. Right, so I'm going to show you a grid of squares. Behind the grid is the face of a famous person. You have to guess who it is, or you have to work out who it is. I'm going to reveal some squares and then give you a clue. Then you guess. If you get it right at that point, you get the full 10 points. Then I'll reveal some more squares, another clue, and if you guess at that point, you get 8 points, and so on. I think you understand this. So, here we go. The first clue for the Guess Who round is that this guy was born in 1961. His parents met the year before in a Russian language class. So, that's the first clue. That's the 10-point clue. So this chap was born in 1961. His parents had met the previous year in a Russian language class. Do not shout out the answer, but do tell me if you're ready. Give you a couple of moments on that, then I'll get rid of some more squares and give you the 8-point clue. And it's not like you have to wait to make a guess. Put any guess. Even if you don't know, put a guess. Might turn out to be right. Tumpties are ready. Lumpy Gravy got it straight away. Right, okay. There's always someone who gets these really, really quickly. Number 2. This is for 8 points. So, reveal some more squares. He's American born, but he spent 4 years as a child living in Indonesia. And he learned how to speak Indonesian fluently. Peaky Fifers say they think they've got it. Lots of people reckon they've got this. Okay. I'm going to fly through then. So that's the 8-point questions. He spent 4 years living in Indonesia as a child. But he was born in America. Number 3, in 1990, this person became the first African-American student to be elected president of the Harvard Law Review. Up to then, white guys, pretty much. But this is the first African-American student to be elected president of the Harvard Law Review. That was in 1990. If you get it now, you get 6 points. Here is another clue and some more squares. He got married in 1992 to another lawyer, and he is a fan of the Chicago White Sox baseball team. So if you guess it now, you get 4 points. For 2 points, I'll reveal the whole face and give you the last clue. And if you don't get it after that, you really need to find a different way of filling your evenings. So in 2008, he became the first African-American person to be elected president of the United States of America. So who's that? Come on. I'd be amazed. Do tell me if you didn't get it. If you thought it was like Kermit the Frog or Ozzy Osbourne or something like that, do tell me. But it's Barack Obama, okay? Who's frequently compared to Donald Trump in terms of being great and Donald Trump's rubbish. But, you know, Barack Obama wasn't everything either, was he? Spent his entire presidency at war. But let's not get into that. So what'd you get? You got 10. The teachers in lockdown. Chameleon's got 8. They got it after the second clue. Senor Piggies. Senor Piggies. Got 10. Senor Piggies. That's great. I love that team name. James Keating. Senor Piggies. 10 points for Senor Piggies. Shop Workers got 10. Nice one. 10 for the trifle. 10 points. Lots of 10s, right? Don't usually get these, but this one was good. Right, a big swathe of 10 points. You all know your barracks. Let's move on. At this point, I usually do Team of the Day. Just harken back to the real world. But today we look at Cult Hero of the Day. It's Hugo, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Hugo lives in London. most of the year, but twice a year, festival and New Year, he comes up and works in Edinburgh. And he comes to the Monkey and he has a drink. He likes a drink, does Hugo. There he is. Quite sad because he's just lost on a scratch card. But you know what? Hugo always bounces back. That's just a wee cult hero of the day. Hugo. In some way, we are all Hugo-sexual. Thank you. Right, time for round 5, the long list. This is one question from me. No options. You just write down a list. There are 10... Oh, look, it's all come up once. That's all right. There are 10 possible answers. The maximum number is 10, so the most you can write down is 10. But try and write down 10 answers. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do this. The question is, can you name any winners of the Oscar for Best Actress for the last 10 Oscars? So 2010 to 2019 is the films. The ceremonies are held the year after, so the ceremonies are 2011 to 2020. But in either case, the last 10 set of Oscars, name any actress who has won the Oscar for Best Actress in a leading role, not supporting actress, Best Actress in a leading role. Try and write down 10 names that you think might have a chance, and when I show you the answers, you will get 1 point for every correct answer. 0 points for me, says Marion. I hate movies. Well, listen, I'm not a big movie fan either, but I could still probably guess some actresses, right? Just try and have a guess. Write down as many actresses as you can from the last, who might have won an Oscar in the last 10 years. And some of them have been famous a lot longer than that. Sheesh, says Stephen Fricker. Well, the scores might be low, but take 10 guesses. You might be surprised how many you get. Tell you what, I'm going to try it myself, right? Because I know I wrote the question, but I've kind of forgotten. And I can't see the answers in front of me at the moment. I've got them there, but I haven't scrolled down, so I'm gonna have a little go at it myself, right? Mind you, it's difficult to do that without speaking out loud. And then I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Just guess some actresses. Back on the chat, Lee's saying wanted to correct the other chameleons on our 10-point Obama. Did you actually get 10? Is that what happened? Because I did notice. I read it out, but I noticed as well. Not always the same thing. That you got 8. Yeah, write some names. Just get some actresses' names down. I mean, like, even if you never see a film, you'll hear these names cutting about. If you read the paper or something like that, you'll always see these names. So, even without seeing a single movie in your life, you might be able to pick up 3 or 4 points here, right? That's the way I would look at it. I mean, it's difficult. I tell you what, even if you know films, it'd be difficult to get 10 answers here. Let me just look at the list, actually. I was going to play along, but I'm just going to see if I can give you some clues. One thing I'll tell you is that it's 10 years and it's 10 different women. 10 different names. Nobody's won it twice in that time, so there are 10 different answers for those 10 years. Some of the names been around for quite a while, you know. Some of them are slightly newer. Basically, the ones that I recognise less are newer. The ones I immediately recognise as names, they've been around for a few years. Just go for it. And same again, everybody. Tell me when you are ready. And then I can move on and give you some answers. We've still got to do the breed. That's coming up. And then we've got to do double or bust to find out the final scores. I saw Jerry saying earlier it was a nice mix on the mix and the music round. Thanks very much. Noticed that. It was quite good. The mixes are very labour intensive. It takes me about half an hour to do one. But sometimes the results are quite nice. But I can't do like 3 a week. It's too much. So I've been messing up the sound round a bit. I will get in touch with that guy. I've got a wee list of music people to get in touch with, and he's on that. Ready-ish says loud and informal. Loud and informal. Yeah, it's a difficult round. Teachers are ready. I asked you earlier, I don't know if you put an answer, Robert, but how's the teaching going? How's it work? Does it work? And what do you teach? Right, Marion's ready. 9 names written from Tim. That's not bad. A couple of comments ago you were saying, nah, haven't got a clue. Now you're saying you got 9 names down, so you might get a few points here. You never know. You got a couple of new pens, Mr. Fricker. Nice. We got 10. Right, okay. Right, we're heading towards readiness. I'm about to show you these answers. So make your final decisions. Wield your final arguments at each other. Nah, there's no way. She's never had an Oscar. I think she has. Fat Boy Got Sick is ready. Nicole is ready. Abby Sharp is ready but not confident. Ollie's saying I'm surprised we got 10 names. Jose Augusto is in the house. Yeah, right. Let's find out if anybody got these right. I think that's just about time. Difficult round. Let's see what's going on with the answers. You all ready for this? Do. Lumpy Gravy are ready. Isolators are ready. Keith's ready. Right, come on, let's go. So, here are the answers. You give yourself 1 point for each of these. And these are in chronological order, I think. Let's have a look. Yes, they are. So, starting at the start of the decade, 2010 film, Natalie Portman was a winner. That was for Black Swan. Number 2 is Meryl Streep. I think she would have been on my list, to put it that way, if I was guessing. It's a go-to, isn't it? Meryl Streep. They give it to her every few years. 2011, that was our Iron Lady. Number 3 is Jennifer Lawrence. That was for Silver Linings Playbook. Number 4 is Kate Blanchett. That's for Blue Jasmine. Julianne Moore was for Still Alice. You don't have to know these films, by the way. I'm just telling you for info. Brie Larson won the award for a film called Room. Emma Stone. La La Land. Frances McDormand was 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Olivia Colman was The Favourite. And the most recent winner, a couple of months ago, Renée Zellweger for Judy. She was Judy Garland in Judy. So let's see what's going on with the scores. 7 for Quiz Pro Quo. That's excellent. 2 points and Marion's happy. Well done. See? Doesn't like films, hates films, never watches films, still got 2 points. That's the game. Well done, Marion. 7 for the Farkoffs. 7 for the Social Outcasts. 8 for the Chameleons. All right. 2 for Tim. See? Again, hates movies. Managed to get 2 right answers. You know, which is a relief for me. It means the question's not a total bummer for Whitney Charlize Theron. Nah, no Charlize Theron. She might have got a nomination across those years. 8 for the Isolators. Yeah, I'd be delighted with that as well. I think I'd be pleased to get 5, to be honest. It's definitely not my subject either. Mark says, sitting on my ass, watching movies all these years has finally paid off. Excellent. Right. Okay. Let's move on. So it's 9 minutes to 8. It's time to do the breed. You see James there in his white van full of delicious breed, and he drives around Edinburgh delivering great bread to great people. If you don't win the breed tonight, make sure you go on Herbie's West End on Facebook and get an order in. It's great. And it brings it to you. It's great. So, but he's got 4 loaves to give away. And these are absolutely delicious. So who's going to win it tonight? That's last week's winners. Look how happy they are. That could be you tomorrow. The deliveries have been happening around about 4 or 5 o'clock, so I could be you at 4 o'clock tomorrow. The breed. Right, mystery bag. It's another chaotic edition of mystery bag. Just checking in my head that I know what I'm asking for, right? I know what I'm asking for. What's in the mystery bag? That's what I'm asking, okay? You've got to ask me questions of a yes-no nature. I'll answer them in the chat, and whoever is the first to work out what's in the mystery bag. Nah, it's not a chorizo or a stapler. It's not a sausage of any type. Okay? Is it post-it notes? No, it's not. It's not carbs. It's nothing. It's no food tonight. Okay? It's not a spatula. That's relatively close. Not very close, but wooden spoon. Wooden spoon and spatula are the closest things so far. Is it easily recyclable? I don't know. I'm not into that. I think so. I don't know. I got no idea. Can you eat it? No. Is it hard? Yes. Is it a sponge? No. Plant pot? No. Does it smell nice? It doesn't smell of anything. Pencil? No. Can you wear it? Yeah, but it's not clothes. I mean, you could use it as an accessory, I suppose, for some kind of fancy dress. Right. Now your guesses are coming in very, very quickly, so I've slowed down the feed at my end. I'm doing this in order. The order it comes to me is the official order, by the way. So can you wear it? No. Perfume? No. Is it a task? What? No. Can we see it again? Well, it's just a bag. You can't see anything, Kimberly. It's just what's in the bag. That's the question. Sponge scourer. Mad Dog 2020. No. Bible. No. Envelopes. Tin opener. That's nearer. It says something from the kitchen, right? WD-40. Nah, that's a good idea though. I might use that a different night. Cuddly toy. Knife. Whisk. Sponge. Fish slice. Fork. Whisk. Knife. Whisk. Pot. Ladle. Fish slice. Nah. Is it metal? Yes, it is metal. Peaky Fifers. It is metal. Isn't a packet? Nah. It's out the drawer in the kitchen. It's just sitting in the drawer. It's not a spork. It's not a whisk. It's not a strainer, tongs, forks, or sieve. It's not a potato peeler. It's not a cheese grater. It's not a fork. It's not a tin opener. It's more to do with baked goods, you know. Use it if you're doing bacon. Sieve, wooden leg. No. Ladle, no. Just making sure I don't miss any, right? I'm not going as fast as your answers are coming in. Bottle opener, vegetable peeler, tea strainer, peeler, spatula, garlic press, false teeth? No! Is it a grape crusher? No. Coaster, tin opener, sunglasses, toast rack, garlic crusher, tin opener, masher, fork, pan, egg slicer, grater, nah, corkscrew, tea strainer, bottle opener, brush, teaspoon, grater. What's that say? See, when I hesitate, it's because it jumps a bit and I've got to make sure I go back to the right place. Baking balls. Hang on, someone's got it. Someone's got this. Someone's got it. Stop putting guesses in. We've got cookie cutter. Right. Now, I'm not shouting out names because I want to make sure I've got the right person getting it first. So far, the first person that I can see that's got it right is Stephanie Campbell. Cookie cutter is correct. I'll show you. See? I don't know if you can see that or not because I can't see the camera at the moment, but metal heart-shaped cookie cutter. Stephanie Campbell has got it, but I'm just checking that there's no one ahead of her that got it right. No, I think it is. I think it's Stephanie Campbell. Now, some of you are going to say, I got it ages ago, but the thing is, I'm probably looking at yours from ages ago because they come in so fast that when this happens, I've got to slow it down and then just go were the ones I can see. So I'm seeing Stephanie Campbell. That's who I'm seeing. Just double checking, right? Yeah. Just before some others as well. Colin Harper said cookie cutter. Nick said shape cutter. Then Abby Sharp said biscuit cutter. Chris Candace said scone cutter. But before all of those, Stephanie Campbell said cookie cutter. So unless there's a big challenge, and you better be sure what you're doing, then I'm calling Stephanie Campbell the winner. Alright. Off tonight's mystery bag, and she'll get the breed. Breed for the Sassenachs. Oh, here we go. Sarah Muir says, I said it at 7:54. Right, listen to this, Sarah. I don't have time codes next to your things. I've got your things coming up in the right order. They may come up on a different order on your thing, right? Make sure you've got live chat and not top chat enabled. The Sassenachs getting the breed. Sarah Muir's challenged. Well, you've said I said it at 7:54. Are you saying you got it first? You've got a fairly easy thing to see. It's kind of light green. So let me go back up and see if... so you said measuring spoons. Unless you said it absolutely ages ago. Nah, Sarah, you've said it in amongst some other people there. You're well behind quite a lot of other people. And definitely behind Stephanie Campbell. I did check. There you go. Right, Stephanie Campbell is the breed winner. Ooh. Yes, Gemma, it's 1 point per answer for the Oscars list. Thanks for answering that for me, Margaret Ann. We said it 6 or 8 comments before, said Katie. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why you never? Katie Forrest, see if you're wrong. I'm gonna tell you to lose points, right? On your actual quiz. So I'm gonna go back up again. There's loads and loads of comments here. I'm gonna find Stephanie Campbell's correct answer, and then I'm gonna go up a bit and see if it's really true. Katie Forrest says skewer and bottle opener. This was before anybody started getting towards the cookie cutter. Nah. Stephanie Campbell's got masher there. Then we start getting cookie cutter. Nah, you didn't. You didn't. That's a point off. Bread desperation, isn't it? Yeah. Can you demonstrate how you wear a cookie cutter for the banner? Well, I don't really have anything, but I would imagine putting a bit of string around there, just like a medallion, you know? Pretty cool. Listen, let's move on before we lose the plot. It's time for double or bust, right? So well done, Stephanie Campbell. Written that down. Stephanie Campbell, the breed. Send me a message, Stephanie. To get the delivery, James needs your address and your phone number. And he's not a weirdo. He's not going to do anything with it, right? But you'll get the breed. That's the thing. And it's going to be exciting. And it's delicious. Right, double or bust. Right, you ready? Here we go. As usual, that took longer than I really hoped. I might have to think of something else. It is always a bag of trouble, Jam Tarts. You're right about that. Right, okay, here we go. Come on. Look, it's after 8 o'clock now, right? Double or bust. 4 points for right answer. That's double, so you can get 20 points in this round. But if you get one wrong answer in this round, you get 0 points for the round. That's bust. To avoid getting bust, you can leave blanks. You do not have to answer every question. So you choose which ones you're going for. And here we go. You ready? Space is the first question. Which galaxy does the Earth belong to? Okay, what is the name of the galaxy that Earth is part of? Usual English language name, because there'll be different names in different parts of the world. But what do we usually call the galaxy that planet Earth belongs to? That's question number 1. Remember, you don't have to go for these. You can leave blanks. Leaving a blank means you don't get bust. But if you put a wrong one, you get bust. If you put a right one, you get 4 points. Number 2. We'll probably keep the mystery background, but I'm going to have to decide to take no challenges, because like almost every single time the challenge is wrong, you know? Number 2. In which 2002 film, directed by Steven Spielberg, does Tom Hanks play a character named Carl and Leonardo DiCaprio plays a character named Frank? So which movie is that? Came out 2002, directed by Spielberg. It's got Tom Hanks playing Carl and Leonardo DiCaprio playing Frank. What is the name of that movie? That's question number 2. You decide which ones you're going to answer in this round. Number 3. Okay, this is more difficult, definitely. Number 3. In football, who are the only Greek side to ever reach a European Cup or Champions League final? So, the thing that's nowadays called the Champions League used to be called the European Cup. Essentially, it's the same competition. Started in the 1950s. A Greek club has never won it, and only one of their clubs has ever got to the final. Which club is it? See, that's nice, isn't it? There's Loading Informal saying, enjoy the bread, Stephanie. Good for you, Loading Informal. Keeping it nice. So only Greek side ever to reach a European Cup or Champions League final. Be careful with that one. That's one where if you know your football, you might actually get busted in it, because it's quite difficult. Right, number 4. In which country is the mythological swamp monster, the Bunyip, said to live? The Bunyip. What country is the Bunyip from? It is a mythological swamp monster. And the last question in the double or bust round is about theatre. And the question here, you have to get, it's a what year question, you have to get within 20 years of the correct answer to get the point. So if you're 20 years out, you get the points. If you're 21 years out, you get bust. So the question is, what year was the Tennessee Williams play A Streetcar Named Desire first performed? Right, Tennessee Williams wrote A Streetcar Named Desire. What year was it first performed as a play? Get within 20 years to get the points. Now, obviously, you don't have to go for any of these. If you're not sure about that one, you can leave it blank. You can do the same for any of the others. But if you put something down, you get it right, you get 4 points. Wrong answer is bust. You decide now which ones you're going to go for. Thanks for doing the quiz tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're shortly going to find out who's the winner. In terms of points, we know that Stephanie's won the bread. Indeed. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Dr. Paul. I'm trying to do this for a living, so any donations I get from you are welcome. You don't have to pay for the quiz. I present it to you on YouTube for free. There's no entry fee. But if you think it was worth £1 or £2, then I'd be delighted to get that from you. There's the link. It's a PayPal link. You don't need a PayPal account. You can use a card. So what would you normally spend at the pub quiz? You know what I mean? Half that and then give it to me. And please like the video, that really helps. Because I've got 115 people on at the moment and I've got 19 likes. That doesn't add up now, does it? That means that 94 people hate the quiz. Likes has just popped up a little. Thank you very much. Because the more likes I get and stuff like that, more likely I'm to be found on YouTube. The more likely I am to get found, the more people will come, and the more people that come, I might get more donations, or I might get more sponsorship, get bigger prizes, and so on. Snowballs. So any help from you is great at this point. Spreading the word. Any donations, blah blah blah. Right, okay. I'm going to stop going on about that. You tell me if you're ready. Marion says, I got this wrong at your previous quiz at the Tron. I never did a quiz at the Tron. I think I noticed that on one of your messages, Marion, that I did the quiz at the Tron, but I never did the quiz at the Tron. I don't think so, anyway. Nah. Be some other specky guy. Right, lots of you are ready. And it's 7 minutes past. I'm overrunning badly, so let's get on with it. Let's show you the answers. It's that bloody mystery bag, isn't it? Cool. Right, here we go. Double or bust answers. Remember, one wrong answer is bust. 0 points for the round. It's not lose your points for the whole quiz. It's just 0 points for the round. But 4 points for right answer, Sue. Depending on how bold you have been, you can get up to 20 points here. You ready? Here we go. Space! What is the name of the galaxy that planet Earth belongs to? It's the Milky Way. Alright, that's it right there. Look, it's massive. 100,000 light years. Cool. Milky Way is correct for 4 points. Number 2. Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, directed by Steven Spielberg. Playing Carl and Frank. That is Catch Me If You Can. Frank Abagnale is the Leonardo DiCaprio character. He's a con man. And Tom Hanks is the cop. Okay. 4 points for Catch Me If You Can. Number 3. Only ever Greek side to reach a European Cup or Champions League final. This is the sort of question where somebody who knows... If you don't know about football, you leave it blank. But some people who know about football might put an answer and then get it wrong. They might say Olympiakos, but the right answer is Panathinaikos. Alright? They're less successful these days. Olympiakos are the bigger deal, but back in the day, Panathinaikos were the big cheese in Greek football. Panathinaikos is the answer. That was the 70s they got to the final. And I think they lost to Ajax of the Netherlands. Let me just check that. Yeah, they lost to Ajax in 1971. There you go. Right, Monsters. The Bunyip is from Australia. That's a bunyip. Look. Looks kind of like a Scotty dog crossed with Satan. And number 5, the theatre. Right. Easy one to get bust on here. Streetcar Named Desire. When was it first performed? The correct answer, 1947. So if you got between 1927, 1967, you got the points. Outside of that, you bust. So, oh, there's a film version. Marlon Brando. And Vivian Lee. Is that right? I'm not sure. Anyway, answers. All together, Milky Way, Catch Me If You Can, Panathinaikos, Australia, and 1947. So between 27 and 67. Tell me what you got. Tumpty United are the first ones I see there, and they got 20 points. Superb. Mega. 12 for the Chameleons. So they went for 3 and got 3 right. Porn Dwarfs just went for the 2, 8 points. They get 8 points there. Lorna got 12. Loden and Formal got 16. Nice. 12 for the Peaky Fifers. Question 2 is my favourite film, and it features a Heidelberg GTO. What's that? What's a Heidelberg GTO? Is that a type of car? Missed out on Panathinaikos, 16 points. Yeah, it was a good one to avoid. I'm not seeing a lot of busts. Tell me if you got bust and tell me what you got bust on. I'm going to put up the link now so you can upload your scores. And I will make a league table, which I'll put up later. Here's the thing. We teams score forms. Didn't go for a year for the isolators, left it out. Got bust on Streetcar, Margaret Ann. 25. Oh, just 2 years outside the zone. Raymond had the Greek team and knew that they got beat by Ajax. That's good knowledge. It's good football knowledge. Serious. Bust, and twice bust. Although you did get Panathinaikos. Blimey. So you got the difficult Greek football question. But you must have got bust on, I don't know. Surely you never got bust on the Milky Way. Worst score so far for Lumpy Gravy, just the 40. Get all the scores up. Don't be ashamed. You know, it's an easy quiz to screw up in. So get all your scores uploaded. And I'll do a nice score sheet for later. So who won? Upload your scores. That's what it says. Alright. Congratulations to everybody. Here's your voucher. That's the voucher. That gives you 2 points. So next time you're here, you've got 2 points. You didn't get points if you're a first timer, but that's a voucher for you. That's the loyalty bonus. And I need to replace this. This is out of date, but more up to date than it was last week. Basically, I'm doing the Wii Teams quiz every Monday, Wednesday, Friday now at 7 o'clock on YouTube. That last bit is wrong where it says Facebook, right? But 7 o'clock on YouTube and 9 o'clock on Facebook. 3 nights. I'll need to fix that. Big Teams quiz tomorrow. Grot Bags of Bat. I should have updated that as well. There you go. Thank you. There's the payment link if you want to slip me £1 or 2. Thanks to everyone who does that. And thanks for coming and doing the quiz. You got the PayPal link. It's up there on the screen. I'll post it in the chat as well. Keith. I know some people are upset because it's got a rude word in it, the PayPal thing, so I'm sorry about that. I am working on getting that fixed. It's not as easy as you'd think it would be. Once you've got a PayPal link like that, you can't change it. So I'm having to find an alternative way. It's on my list of things to do, like the music and all that stuff. Well, I'll get there. Just trying to make one little improvement every day, you know what I mean? You got 1 and 3 right on the last round, but chickened out at writing them down. Yeah, well, I mean, it gets pretty tense, doesn't it? Thank you, Tim. £5. That's a belter. Thanks very much. Most appreciated. Patrick's not pleased with that. 60 points for Shit Trifle. Yeah, Shit Trifle are a team with high standards. They've won quite a few quizzes at the Strathy. And I just did a sentence there with the Strathy and high standards in the same sentence. How about that? Heidelberg GTO is a printing press. Alright. It's how Frank gets caught. See, that's loads more interesting than a car. I hate cars. They do my nutting. It's one of the good things about the lockdown. Less cars. But Heidelberg GTO. And it's how Frank gets caught. So how does he get caught? Is there a mistake in his print? I've seen the film, but it's so long ago and I can't remember it. Thank you, Marion. Really appreciate that. Cheers. Hope you enjoyed the quiz tonight. So you got Bust on Catch Me If You Can and Australia, Jerry. I'm trying to guess what you would put instead of Catch Me If You Can. Spielberg, Hanks, DiCaprio. I mean, that's the thing. I really don't know much about films, so it's difficult to second guess what you'd be putting there. I mean, I know a bit about films, but the only really way that I know about films is because I write quiz questions about them. I don't watch an awful lot of them. I watched a film the other night. It was one I've been meaning to watch for a long time. Downloaded it a while ago. It's Escape from New York. Pretty good. What's the total possible score? Kitty? I don't know. Because let's just work it out. So let's see. Same letter round as 10. The Guess Who, Barack Obama, that was 10. The music round's 10, picture round's 10, and the long list is 10. Then we had the Conundrum, so that's 3. You can add 2 points for being here in the first place, or being here before. You can add 1 point for sharing. Nobody mentioned a birthday. You get a point if it's your birthday, and you could have got, but I won't really include that. And 20 points in the last round. So add all that up: 5, 6 in the units column, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 76. I make it, Kitty. Thanks, Prolethers. Yeah, Escape from New York. I'd seen the first sort of 20 minutes of it before, and I thought, this looks pretty good, but I was tired. I'll watch it tomorrow, I said, and that was about 9 months ago. I finally got around to watching it. A couple of nights ago. It's really good. Just the right mixture of silly and tense. I like a bit of silly in my films, you know. I didn't like films if they're too serious, you know what I mean? Serious is for books. Silly is for films. Thank you. We think we forgot to count around. Yeah. It's possible to get confused a little bit by the double or bust round. I hope you understood how that worked. So double, like most rounds are 2 points. So the double is 4 points per question. So if you got 5 out of 5 in the last round, then you get 20 points. If you went for 5 but you got 1 wrong and 4 right, you didn't, you get 0. That's the bust bit. You know what I mean? Whatever you do, don't watch Escape from LA. Well, I was thinking about doing that next, Mark. And I went and read Wikipedia, like the critical reception bit on Wikipedia about each film. Each film's got a section, critical reception. And on Escape from LA, it's all the critics were like, nah, this is rubbish. But it was interesting, the director himself, John Carpenter, is that right? Said that he thinks Escape from LA is a better movie than Escape from New York. So that makes me think, ooh, maybe I should watch it. Thank you, Graham. Thank you. All the best to you as well. Thanks for coming and doing the quiz. Please tell people about the quiz. I need some help from everybody to tell people about the quiz. Brilliant. I was just about to say, Stephanie, I wonder if Stephanie's still here. Fantastic. Facebook messaged you about the bread. Wish you could have seen us all stand up and scream when you said my name. Yeah, that's the stuff. Tell you what, you know what I don't have enough of is pictures of people doing the quiz. If anyone's got any of those, please send them to me. I got one of Breed or Deed the other day and I've not processed it yet, but I'll be using it. Like, I want to use more pictures of people doing the quiz, because at the moment it's a little bit one way. It's like me talking, you know what I mean? But the great thing about the quiz in the pubs is the people, right? And the reactions and the interactions. Which is, right now, for me, slightly more difficult. I'm going to work out how to do some more interactive things. But, yeah. Got any kind of pictures of you guys doing the quiz, that's gold dust for me. Thanks very much. Oh, Lee, They Live. Nah, that's one of my favourite films. Love that. Absolutely love it. I watched it again last year or the year before. Absolutely brilliant. It's just so silly. But I remember watching it when I was a kid. I think I watched it when I was about 12 or something like that. Maybe a little older, maybe 14, something like that. And just getting, whoa, the chills, get freaked out by it, you know. They Live. And it's one of those films that makes you look at the world differently. It just stays with you. And it's so popular as well, like all those memes, obey, you know, all over Facebook and all that. Mark saying about Escape from LA, worth a watch just to see what you think. I remember loving LA as a kid and watched it again a few years ago. Yeah, well, that's what happens, isn't it? I mean, like, I think that happened with me when I watched, you know, same sort of genre stuff, Repo Man, right? Like, when I watched Repo Man when I was a kid, that blew my mind. I thought, this is the greatest film ever made. And I watched that again recently, and I thought, you know what, it's cool, but it's definitely not the greatest film ever made. And it goes on a bit. It goes on and on and on. It's about an hour too long, or half an hour too long. Thank you, Peaky Fifers. Yeah, the shades. That's it. Right, I better get off, ladies and gentlemen. That's good to know. Lee saying, I went to a political party conference once and they had re-elect in capitals in the same font as the They Live posters. Right, so what was happening was, right, first of all, let's get some detail. Which political party was it? Secondly, was it a joke by a party activist who was having a laugh, who knew exactly what they were doing, or was it entirely unconscious what they'd created? Where was the conference? Did lots of people point it out and go, hang on, this is like They Live? Or was it just you going, bloody hell? I was about to go, but I need the answers to these questions. It's the SNP, yeah, I was wondering if it might be. See, like, I don't know much about the SNP, right? I've voted for them sometimes, I've voted against them sometimes, but they don't strike me as a particularly humourful bunch. So either that's got to be a party activist, like totally at it, or it's got to be unconscious. Huge event, yeah. It might have been a sort of disillusioned party worker going like, fuck this. This is just, can't stand this. It's like They Live. In fact, I know. Re-elect. That's brilliant. Did you get a picture? Someone must have got a picture of that. If you didn't. When was it? Was it like 25 years ago, or was it last week? There's a couple of things come out of this tonight, just after the quiz for me, which is, one, I need to find this picture. And two, I probably will watch Escape from LA. I'll give it 20 minutes. That's my usual standard, 20 or 30 minutes. If I'm not gripped by then, just turn it off. Okay, yeah. Right, thanks everybody. Everyone's dropping off. Nice to see you. I better go because I've got to go and set up the stream for Facebook. If you know somebody who would have liked that quiz and they didn't do the quiz because they got kids putting them to bed or whatever, let them know that I'm doing it at 9 o'clock because I'm doing it at 9 o'clock on Facebook. Alright, so I'm just away there just now. You got a picture? Oh, brilliant. Aye, please do. Please send a picture. Send it on Facebook. Brilliant. I wasn't sure what you were saying yes to, but you're saying yes to, you got a picture. Yeah, I need to see it. That's insane. Re-elect Nicola. Right. On that bombshell that Nicola Sturgeon and her party are actually aliens from outer space, here to enslave us. Good night.